A congressional hearing today focused on our I-team investigation at Eureka Gardens, its owner and HUD's failed inspection. It got heated over a major absence. I-team investigator Lindsey Gardner was there as frustrated senators Marco Rubio and Bill Nelson testified.
The Senate Committee on Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs called that hearing today inside the Dirksen Senate office building, even titling it Oversight of the HUD Inspection Process. Despite that, not one member from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development came, despite repeated requests to be here.
How is it that not a single employee at HUD would make the time to come out and explain what's not happening? Should we not care about the living conditions of poor folks in this nation?
Outrage today from South Carolina Senator Tim Scott after he watched part of our I-team story showing squalor at Eureka Gardens and the failed HUD inspection process we exposed live in the congressional hearing. This young child's face reminding everyone what's really at stake.
It is totally unacceptable that they would not accept your invitation of this committee. And I think you ought to consider a subpoena.
Eureka Gardens is a private property owned by Reverend Richard Hamlet and his Global Ministries Foundation, home to 400 families who pay part of their monthly rent to the owner, and the other portion is paid by HUD using taxpayer dollars.
These slumlords caused the problems, but HUD has enabled it.
Senator Rubio told the subcommittee about seeing the mold and mildew firsthand, the broken and dangerous staircases, gas and carbon monoxide leaks that left people hospitalized. Jacksonville mother Tracy Grant also testified.
When you start talking about children with lead issues, enough is enough.
The subcommittee said taxpayers give HUD $32 billion annually to manage our country's public housing department. Senator Rubio warned that is money and a system that needs more oversight.
The problems with these properties are not limited to the state of Florida. These slumlords, GMF, they own properties in Alabama, Indiana, Louisiana, North Carolina, New York, Georgia, and Tennessee. And similarly bad conditions have led to federal investigations because of those properties. They own over 5,000 taxpayer-funded units across the nation. And beyond GMF, if HUD is falsely certifying the living conditions at these many properties for one organization, then it's probably doing the same for many other entities we have yet to hear about.
You may remember last year, Eureka Gardens actually passed their recent HUD inspection with a score of an 85, despite those deplorable living conditions. That is something that Senators Rubio and Nelson pointed out today, that the threshold to pass a HUD inspection is just too low and, quite frankly, dangerous for families living in HUD housing all across the country. That is why both have now introduced a new bill called the Housing Affordability Act, hoping to get surveys from random tenants all across the country about the true conditions of HUD housing. Coming up all new at 6, we'll have more from Jacksonville mother Tracy Grant, who testified at the hearing today. Reporting from D.C. tonight, I'm Lindsey Gardner, Channel 4, the local station.